games developed by Llamasoft, which is Jeff Minter. So I'm kind of excited about this, but it's also probably going to have a lot of trouble working just because of the kludge that I'm running to get things to go through today. We're going to start out here. This is Mino Rescue, which was the first iOS game that Jeff Minter released, that Llamasoft released, because Llamasoft is two people. It's Jeff and Ivan. And this is an interesting take on asteroids that he put together. And basically, I'm going to run through a little bit of it and see how well it works streaming. You can see if you leave it idle, it runs through a scroll that tells you the backstory, and also some hints about how to actually play. But the basics of the game, I'm going to play in survival mode here. Whoa. No, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Like asteroids, you fly around in a little ship here, and you're destroying asteroids. And you want to avoid hitting them, obviously. You have no shields in this version of the game. Well, you can hit an asteroid once without dying. But if you fall into the sun in the center of the screen here, you die instantly. But the big adaptation, the big advance that Jeff made to asteroids when he made this game, is adding gravity and the sun. It's a fascinating twist. There's also rescuing. You can see I'm grabbing... Oh, I got hit. Grabbing minotaurs as I go. And the more minotaurs you grab, the faster and further your shots go. So it's obviously beneficial to grab as many minotaurs as you can without dying. If you die, everything resets. This is level 1. Obviously it starts out nice and slow, so you can have some fun. I keep getting these notifications here because the service he used, OpenFaint, that he used for the high score tables and such. I don't even know if it's still around. It's a nice system. It was nice to have something independent from Apple. But I think if you were to do it again now, you'd probably make it use Apple instead of using OpenFaint. Man, it's a long level. Am I playing on survival mode? I may be playing on survival mode where the levels just never end. Oh, now there's a thing that you don't want to have happen. If... Oops. That would not happen. Dying. Let's try again. Begin at level 1, play survival. Sure. If enough stuff falls into the sun in the center of the screen, the sun goes nova. I don't want this. And when that happens, everything gets sucked in much faster, and it's kind of a disaster. Especially in survival mode, because in survival, if you're playing in progression mode, then at the end of every level, everything resets. Oh, here we are. That was the end of a level. If you're playing in survival mode, and it's just playing forever without actually... There we go. Without actually having any break between the levels. Then when enough stuff falls into the sun and it goes to nova, you're pretty much stuck in nova until you die, which is not going to take that long. You'll probably die pretty quickly. Oh, a minotaur went into the sun. That's so sad. I wanted to rescue that minotaur. He does use a risk versus reward method to grabbing the minotaurs and shooting the asteroids. you get more points if they are nearer to you when you shoot them, the asteroids. And for the Minotaurs, you get more points if they are closer to the sun. So if you let them fall close to the sun, and then grab them, you get more points. Okay. I'm gonna have to pause here because I have lost my signal to my stream. Hang on a second, folks. It's gonna take a little moment. Just looked up and noticed that you guys aren't seeing anything from my phone. This is the problem with the method that I'm using to stream. There we go. And now I need to get it into my feed. Sorry about this. Like I said, this is a little bit of a kludge. I tried plugging my phone directly into my streaming rig using HDMI, but apparently HDMI is not supported by the... come on. There we go. HDMI is not supported by the games, so when you boot up a game and you have HDMI running, it just boots you right out of the game. So you'd have a great view of my phone home screen, but you would not get to see any gameplay, which sort of defeats the purpose of streaming. So I'm using Llamasoft, and I'm broadcasting my phone's image across the Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi's here. Yes, check my date and time settings. But as a result, because I'm streaming using the Wi-Fi and sending the Wi-Fi from my phone to my streaming rig, the Wi-Fi is getting kind of congested and it's dying. And I guess periodically I'm just going to completely lose my signal and not be able to see anything, and that's sad. There we go. Level 5. Oh man, so many Minotaurs. So, Llamasoft. Jeff Minter is a hoopy fruit out of Wales, and he's one of the last of the true indie game developers in that he pretty much makes games almost entirely on his own. For games that he does that have music, he asks for music donations on his forums. He's done graphic donations from his forums, which is at yakyak.org. You may be able to tell he has a thing for ungulates. He has a small herd of sheep and goats, llamas. So Jeff is always putting little references to various ungulates and horns in his games, which can be a little odd at times, but I quite enjoy it. First discovered Jeff, as I think a lot of people did, through Tempest 2000 on the Atari Jaguar, which I did actually own. I had an Atari Jaguar, and almost every game that was ever produced for it. Unfortunately, sold it on eBay back in the 90s to pay rent, which was a sad time. Someday, I'll probably get a Jaguar, but I don't think that it could possibly live up to my memories of it. The Jaguar was a very peculiar system, had very few really decent games, 3 of which came from Jeff. Actually, Tempest 2000 did Defender 2000, which was another adaptation. And he did the visualizer on the Jaguar CD. He actually did the visualizer for the Xbox 360 as well, which I don't think anybody ever, or very few people, took advantage of. But if you put a CD in an original Xbox 360, it brought up a gorgeous visualizer that would sort of cycle through various algorithmically generated light shows based on the music. So it was a heady time in the 80s. Jeff was doing his games for Atari. And of course he had actually been around for ages and ages prior to that. He developed stuff on the Commodore 64 and the Atari 800. Another, a number of other older systems back in the day. This is slowing way down, which makes it so much easier. I think I'm doing too many things with my phone at once, and it is struggling. Oh, that sun is going to explode soon. Where was I? So, yeah, Jeff has been around forever, making games almost entirely on his own. He formed the current version of Llamasoft. He's been doing Llamasoft for, basically as long as he's been doing games. But the current incarnation is himself and Ivan working out of their home in Wales and producing games. They did a bunch of iOS games. This was the first one, Minnow Rescue. He did a version of D-Flex. I've got them all on my phone. 5-A-Day, which is sort of, what was it called? Top-down plane simulator. Time Chase? Something like that. He did a version of that, which is absolutely gorgeous because of the soundscape that he made for it. He must have enjoyed just for the sort of blissful, serene quality of it. He did a version of Caverns of, the Martian Caverns game, which is a lot of fun. This is obviously one of my favorites. I have played this for hours and hours. Because it's very peaceful once you get going, and it's a lot of fun. Seeing how far you can get without dying, seeing how many minotaurs you can rescue. And he did 2 versions of a game called Goat Up. The first one I played extensively, but I've discovered that I am terrible at now. I tried playing a little before starting this broadcast, and I was simply pants at it. It was unbelievably awful. But I'll try streaming some of that later. It was going to happen eventually. Stuff is falling into the sun. Got mine layers. Got all sorts of spaceships. Still rescuing lots of minotaurs. And currently, Jeff is working on 3D games, virtual reality. He did a demo loosely based on this game, using some of the same graphics from this game, but, not really that similar at all. Which, because I do not own a 3D headset of any sort, using a mouse instead of the HMD, the head-mounted display is supposed to be the way But I'm very, very eager to see what Jeff does. Into the realm of, which is interesting. Obviously, the head-mounted stuff he enjoys to challenge and doing something where the controls are entirely controlled by the movements of your head. But Jeff himself does not see in 3D because he has a congenital, what should we call it, lazy eye. And as a result, he doesn't actually view things with two eyes, so he doesn't see stereoscopically. The advantage of which, he says, is that if he gets very tired, he can swap his dominant eye. So he can look at things with one eye for a while, and then when it gets very tired, he can swap to the other eye. Which must help with coding those sorts of code. But it does mean that he doesn't see a stereoscopic view of things in 3D. He said before that this means he's seen video games in 3D almost as long as video games have been around, because one of the large ways that he sees three dimensions is through parallax, the way that things in front of other things move faster. So anything that used parallax to simulate three dimensions looked more 3D to him than it looked to somebody with binocular vision. Anyhow, looking forward to seeing what he does with Project Morpheus, aka Sony VR. Project Morpheus sounded cooler, but that's Sony's marketing department. Oh goodness, the sun is going crazy. Let's put something else in. Let's do 5 a day. No. Still getting my stream? Okay. So 5 a day, again, like I said, fantastically blissful, gorgeous soundtrack. These are all public domain sounds that he found into interwebs. Or maybe he licensed like a sound pack. I can't recall exactly. That's not what I wanted to do at all. But as you can tell, if you're getting the sound here, I hope that you are. It's just a gorgeous, serene quality to the game, even though it involves lots of explosions and stuff. What I'm doing is collecting fruit, in this case bananas, and defeating various insect bosses. touch controls, which are actually quite nice. He's developed some very nice basic concept for the game, in this case, I can't remember what it's called, it's Time Flight 2021, something like that. And then gives it an odd twist, often involving AI droids, or in the case of many of the iOS, eat my tomatoes. Yeah. In the case of many of the iOS Llamasoft games, there are minotaurs involved. There's a minotaur that I rescued. When you rescue a minotaur in 5 a day, that's when you get that sort of explosion of shots out of your ship that kills things that are all around you. Due to the way that I am playing this today, I don't have any sound. The sound in this game is too loud to use for so guitar, rescue him. Some death destruction around me. Get some lemons. Don't want the insects to eat the fruit, because if they do, they become supercharged. It's a defender mechanic. Defender, the flying saucers capture the humans, and if they get them off the top of the screen, they become mutants and do super damage. This version, enemies carry off the fruit and have it on the trail. They get smaller and smaller, and when it gets all the way down to nothing, then the enemies become mutants and come after you. It's kind of scary. As you can see, the day is progressing slowly towards nighttime. It's such a pretty game. I really do love this game. It's a bit easier to play when I can hear it. Pause. Put in headphones. So I'm having too much fun. After this, I'll try some Goat Up uses this same mechanic of having a long trail of things that you've rescued. In the case of Goat Up, it's kids, because you play kids periodically impregnated in the game. It's not good here. Die. Yes. So in Goat Up, yeah, you periodically become impregnated. Hey, I had a perfect day, but you guys can't see because my feed is frozen. Pause this. I can't pause. I have to wait until the day is finished recycling. Then it's going to start a new day. And then I'm going to... There we go. Pause, pause, pause. There we go. Give me a couple of seconds. I'm going to fix my feed again so that you guys can see what's going on. It says it's still broadcasting. Why nothing